Hey, what's up everybody? 3D Theory here. It is July 21st, 2024. This is vlog number 10. It is 2:12 p.m. and the 3D printer room is currently 92.5 degrees. It's hot in here. Got the cup of coffee. A little bit of a late start today. And so I had put this the wrong way yesterday, and then I fixed it, saw how it's really done, and then put it back so then I could show you how to fix it from what I did yesterday. So let me get that out of the way. So basically the thumb is backwards here. It should be flipped around and it should be on this side as opposed to this side. So let's get that going. Alright guys, so basically we just got to take these screws out that we put in there yesterday. Shout out to Nitro Freak. He commented and mentioned what the right way of doing this is. And then also Bambu Lab has a really short video on how to put this thing together. So it's really helpful to kind of watch that if you want to get it straight from them. So basically this is all correct, except this goes here like that and the screws go on the bottom there. So I'm going to put that back there and screw that in, putting a little bit of pressure there. That side seemed to have gone in a little bit better. Alright, there you go. That's how that's done. And you would just stick that in like that. There you have it. Now I kind of want to use this on these pieces. It's honestly like butter, and I kid you not, it just flew in there like perfectly. That piece right there. That happened yesterday, but into there. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I think that can be played as a game. Let's see if I can get it in there. Nope, this one didn't fling, but that was pretty sweet that I did that. I'm gonna try it with this one now. Nope, that didn't work either. But honestly, this is such a superior scraper to take this piece off. Yeah, way better than using the snippers or anything like that. But these, I still got to use that yellow spatula thing right there. And just pop this back in. That is awesome. I really love that thing. I'm really glad I ended up going ahead and printing it. All right, so let's just get this out. And what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go ahead and try to get this resolved finally. The X-axis frequency, resonance frequency is low. It's just a little screw that needs to be fixed. And we're gonna go ahead and do that today. Yeah, that thing is really stuck on there. Oh, okay. Nice. All right, cool. I'm actually gonna put this camera on the tripod because that was a little harder than it needed to be. All right, I'm just gonna get this off of here. Now, some people were asking, why don't just take the plate off and bend the plate to take it off, and that works just fine. That is definitely something I can do. It's just, I find trying to get it to line up with these teeth here correctly so that the build plate's not on top of them, a little challenging sometimes. And also they're on the lower shelf of my rack, so it's kind of hard for me to bend over, and I just find this a little easier. And when I'm in here, my hands are really oily and sweaty sometimes, and I'm just trying to minimize how much I handle the PEI sheet, so to keep it clean, you know. It might be just I'm overcautious with it, but I find this works with my setup. These are actually simpler because I could just pop them right off. So the bottom two finish an hour earlier than this one. So by the time this finishes up and I walk over, the plates are usually still a little hot. So I wait about 10 minutes, but those are already about an hour and 10 minutes just cooling down. So I can take those off. And then I go ahead and I take these off. But usually even while it's hot, it still comes off pretty easily. There you go. Whoa. What happened there? Interesting. What in the world? It looks like one of these tests. I don't even know what happened there. Maybe while I cleaned it off, I don't know. That's strange. But nonetheless, it's still good. That was really interesting. Never seen that. I'm assuming now that I saw the way it was resting, maybe while I was taking off one of these, it somehow flung while it was printing on here, because this end was out on this side and this end was out on this side, so it must have printed on top. But nonetheless, it still is a very good part and will function perfectly. And I'm just going to take this one out too. Cool, cool, cool. Oh yeah, looking great. Awesome, awesome. So since I've updated the firmware and it didn't solve the issue, I'm going to have to use a small little hex key to loosen and retighten a bolt behind the head here. So first thing I'm going to do is just turn off the machine. Then I'm going to unplug it just to be double safe. And then I'm going to flip it around so I can see the back of the tool head. This should be really straightforward according to the directions. So as I bring this around, there's a little screw here. Let me see if I could zoom in with the camera at this angle. By the way, just gotta let you guys know that this is just me vlogging my experiences. So if you wanna see how to do this, please go read the documentation on Bambu Lab. But there's a screw here and a screw here, and it's asking to hold the screw but not tightly while you loosen it and then retighten it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold that very loosely. I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, actually I gotta use the bigger hex key. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hold that, and I'm gonna loosen this, and then I'm gonna loosen it a little bit more. Then I'm gonna tighten it again. Okay, and then after you tighten it, it asks you to recalibrate the machine. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna flip it around. Okay. I really hope that did the trick, because I really want to just get this thing having its assistant being a green smiley face. I just switched it on, and I'm assuming when it says recalibrate, I think it's like talking about go through the entire setup. All right, so we just go into settings, go to maintenance, calibration, and I'm gonna do these entire calibrations again, which is the type of calibration you do when you first get the machine. Let me just make sure the nozzle's clean. Cool, 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 and start. So while that's going ahead and running all of its tests, I do want to mention that this scraper also comes with a couple of magnetic pieces in that toolkit. So you could put a magnetic strip there and a magnetic strip there. You could either just put it like that, just have it magnetically set, or you can magnetically set this there and then put the scraper inside. But I'm kind of steering towards just leaving it out. But I really do want to print more, just kind of use up this old filament. But the problem is it's really sticky, this filament. So I literally have to stand around babysitting it, because as it's coming through, I had to loosen up this like little bit you see here from like here to here, but all this, it's kind of stuck really tight to each other, and every time it sticks and has a hard time, I see that the head goes over and starts clearing out the nozzle a little bit to test to see if it's actually printing through. So again, I would like to print more of these, but I gotta definitely babysit that, and it takes about 1 hour and 20 minutes, and I got 4 more, so it'll take about 5 hours of printing time, so that's kind of a lot. But nonetheless, I don't want this filament going to waste. When this thing starts going through its vibration test, I did end up putting a piece of cardboard there, another one there, if you can see it. And hopefully it dampens the sound when it starts going through its vibration tests. I kid you not, I actually thought they were the printers in the beginning that were making that much noise. I'm like, well, I guess it's a give and take. But no, it ended up being the rack. These things just vibrate for their calibration test, and that's what happens. But since the bottom 2 prints take 1 hour or less, I'm actually going to just get these started here. Bam. And yeah, I did ask in the last video what you guys think about leaving bed leveling and dynamic flow calibration on, and a lot of you said you just leave it on, and I leave it on too. I was considering trying to turn it off, but no, I think I'm gonna just continue leaving it on because it just ensures high quality prints, and I'd rather it just print out good right away than you know, try to test something out, it doesn't work. Plus we're in the middle of production, so I gotta make sure it's doing its thing. Oh, one thing I did forget to check is filament levels. That's kind of low, but hopefully it's enough. And this one is definitely really low. I'm gonna stop it and switch it out. This one is also really low, so I'm going to switch that one out as well. One thing to note though is that I did do some research as to how I can do auto refill filaments so that I can use my 2 boxes of empty spools. I got some here, or near empty spools. Here's 1 box, and then here's another box of near empty spools, and I feel like I got maybe 4 full spools out of all those. And so what you have to do is you put them on all on the same color, and I think that should do it. But someone also mentioned that you got to reslice your files so that it has the auto refill filament feature on, as well as the AMS feature should be on the G code. So I got to give that a try. I'm gonna test that out when I get a chance. But let's actually unload this filament here. You know what? I figured instead of just having this thing sitting around, I'm gonna have it print another scraper. Use AMS bed leveling. Yep. Cool. Yep. We'll use that one for that one, and also this one, that one as well. Print. Cool. I almost forgot about the filament swap. Alright, let's get this out of there. Okay, I'm going to open this next one up. And it's got this tab here. Just pop that off. And again, I just like to cut a little 45-degree angle into this. Maybe we don't need to do it anymore for these printers, but maybe we do. I'm not 100% sure on that. I just do it just in case. Okay. Now we click load. Pop that in. There you go. I helped it along. I don't know if you guys can see, but it purged out. Let me see if I'll click retry here. I'm gonna click retry one more time. There you go. Yep, it's coming out. It's doing good. Now that it's ready, I'll just click done, and it does its like major purge. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, since this is ready to go, I'm gonna go ahead and start the print. Just the right plate. This is still going, and this is just now starting. Very nice. Take this off, a little bit of a string. But it's such a clear looking filament. I really like it. It's a lot. It's by esun, if you guys were wondering. And yeah, it's a really nice looking filament. I like it a lot. I think today's just going to be a lighter day. I got a lot of cardboard boxes I need to throw away. Just kind of do some house cleaning or tiny printer room farm house cleaning. I got a bunch of empty spools down there. I gotta go throw in the recycling. And I'm gonna actually see how much are on each one of those. I'll kind of show you my process of kind of seeing how much filament's left on each one. Alright guys, so I pretty much got my my shipping scale for shipping out boxes by Accutech. I got my empty spool that is the exact same spool as the ones on the PETG, and so it's pretty much just a subtraction process. So I see how much the empty spool weighs, which is 186 usually. So this time it says 188. This one is 242 minus 188. So there's 54 grams left on that one. So that's pretty much how I do it. In the boxes, all of them are labeled how much filament is left on those near empty spools, and if I use it again, I'll cross it out and then redo it. Yeah, but that about does that. And on a side note, here is it's struggling to feed through. But yeah, that's what happens. I just got to come back every 5 minutes or so and just do that, and it works fine. So only a few moments later, I got this. It says filament or spool may be stuck, and it's just pulling so tightly on it. So don't use old filament, guys. It looks like it's fine. So what I'm gonna do is just pull the filament out. It's almost out of there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to loosen this up a little bit. I don't know if they use some sort of composite with PLA. It says glass light blue on here, so I'm not sure if they're using any other. This part, it's not so brittle, so I mean, it ain't the freshest, but it's also not brittle. So I'm gonna try to feed it back through now, and it should automatically feed it through now, which it is. But yeah, there it goes. It just continued. So it's luckily Bambu Lab really are great printers, so it can handle things like this. But yeah, these old filaments, I just didn't want to waste it because it just looks so cool. But yep, Bambu Lab can handle it. Very cool. All right, all this stuff is printing out good. That started. This is almost finished doing its calibration tests. Almost there. I'm actually going to get another roll of filament here ready for the one that's being calibrated right now. I'm actually really impressed with this filament that I got from Alibaba. I do want to get other kinds and other colors next time I place an order, because it's from Alibaba. You got to have a freight forwarder. You got to order large quantities. So, but I'm super pleased with this. They got PLA too. I don't know if they have other kinds of filament, but I think I'm going to just stick with PETG and PLA as my two filament types. But I was really impressed with this, and it was a pretty good price too. I think I got it around $8 a spool, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so the assistant shows good, which it usually does after a restart. So next I'm just gonna unload the filament and get the next roll ready. And finally we can get this printer started and production is up and running at full capacity again. Very nice. And while that's doing its thing, I do want to mention that on this one I'll probably be printing full sets on it with the half empty spools. So I'll load up 4 of the half empty spools and I'll do left plate, left latch, right latch just on this alone. And I think that would be an efficient use of the leftover filament. Alright, this is ready to go. Get the print started. This is the left machine, so we're doing left plate. Alright guys, so usually after it runs its calibration tests, it'll show up, but this time it didn't show up. So I'm happy to say we got a happy green smiley assistant now. Awesome. Alright guys, that about does it for today's vlog. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, peace, love, and joy.